the city. And it's a really, it's like the Halloween neighborhood. There's parties everywhere. There's people everywhere. You get the good candy, like the supersized candy. I mean, it's obviously a very wealthy neighborhood, but it is known as the neighborhood, right? And I'll tell you who lives in that neighborhood. Well, there's a lot of big people that live in that neighborhood, but do you remember Hall and Oates? Do you
I
remember
know
Hall and
Todd
Oates, the
Hall of
band, the
Maryland. Yes.
duo? Well, Oates lives in that neighborhood, and he will be
Wow.
on the front porch giving out candy. Yeah, it's there's a lot of people like that. Who else used to live in that neighborhood? I can't remember. There's a few stars there. Not that he's really a star. He's a bit of a has-been, but yeah, he lives there. Like there's lots of doctors in this neighborhood. It's great. And everybody goes to this neighborhood. Right, where everybody descends all this neighborhood because everybody knows that's where the good candy is. And we actually have a friend, he is a doctor, he's an anesthesiologist who lives in this neighborhood. He spends no less than $8,000 on candy for Halloween, no less.
Wow. That is a major, major investment. I thought my $450 was a lot, but I think it used to be $100 4 years ago, but now it's a lot more expensive.
Mm.
Welcome to a special Halloween edition of Consciousness Transformation Technique with Liz Cross and Mr. Reality. We welcome you all here and thank you for joining us. It's good to see you. And what do you think we should work on this morning?
So I think we're going to be a little light today. And the reason that is, and I forgot to put in the posting, is that Europe and a lot of countries around the world, they changed their clocks Saturday. So they're actually now they went back an hour already. So they'll probably show up at 10 o'clock. 10 Central. And then of course, just to let everybody know, we change our clocks on Saturday. Is it this Saturday? I think it is. We change our
I
clocks.
I don't know.
Yes, we do.
Whenever.
We do. We change our clocks this Saturday. So for those of you around the world, just, you're going to have to calculate it against the central time zone because it will change. It will shift. We always end up losing people in the shift, and then everybody's emailing saying, "Oh, I was there, nobody turned up. Did you cancel the group?" No, it's the time change. All right. So, I thought we would do, and I haven't done this ever before, but starting with our quest of the mind wipe. Why do we need the mind wipe? Do we need it? Do we need the mind wipe? And that was something that came up over the weekend, was the need, of, like, everything that happens to you that you consider to be a negative with your conscious mind, even though most of the time it turns out not to be a real negative. There's positives to everything, but it's why there has to be a need in your life as to why that happened. And that came through on a CTT session, sort of reading over the weekend, was you have to focus on the need. Why do I need this lack? Why do I need this negative event? And I thought that was really interesting that came in. So why do we need the mind wipe? Because I can tell you right now, I really don't need it. And I'm sure most of you would agree with that. Um, it's like having to start all over. Here we go again. We have to relearn everything. So there definitely will be a need. So I thought we would do today, easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to what? Understand the need for the mind wipe and possibly overcome it. Okay. So is it something within our soul that dictates that we have to have the mind wipe, or is that just something that is automatically pre-programmed into the universe? Like, what is the mind wipe, right? Yeah, exactly. Somebody says source needs that, not us. But is it that we can circumvent the mind wipe? Is there a way? Is there something within us that we could get rid of so that it lessens the burden of the mind wipe, or it maybe somehow can bring our information forward to the next lifetime, or maybe where we are now, we can access the information of the past life? Like, let's try to understand this, because I really don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't, I mean, I think we know like some of the reasons why, which are, we're an entirely new person. But the whole thing about the personality, usually it's funny, personalities seem to follow on with the soul, right? In saying that, though, that's not always the case, because I know that my youngest son was my grandfather in this lifetime. He's come back, thank God. But my grandfather was the sweetest, most humble, kind, generous, loving human being, and just was quite a passive person. This one, his personality in this lifetime, totally the opposite. He's not passive. He's very determined, extremely motivated, and he'll just, does what he wants to do when he wants to do it. So in saying that, most of us do carry a similar personality, and I think that we do for the most part. I've noticed, there are some stark differences. I would say for him, for right now, what I see, and most of the time your personalities are laid down by the time you're like 1 or 2 years old, definitely by 4, because he's 4. He's totally the opposite. I'm not saying he's not kind. He is very kind, but he's like one of those go-getters in life, which my grandfather wasn't. He was just like, he wanted to live peacefully and joyfully, happily, friendships, those things really were so important to him. But this time, oh my God, like this kid, he's like, he takes after me. And he's like, get out of my way, right? You're in my way, you're in my way. And what I mean by that is, and he has this crazy appetite for learning, which is fabulous. But if you're in his way of him doing something or learning something, if he wants to go dig a hole in the yard and you say, don't really do that because I don't want you to get your clothes muddy, he's not going to listen to you, right? No.
All
Don't
right.
ruin your new shoes. Yeah, screw you. So yeah, that's where we are. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. And just to remind everyone where we are with this, if you have a seizure activity, you're prone to seizures, you have a predisposition of seizures, please, 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 please do not do the CTT. It is highly stimulating to the brain and brain activity. It rewires the brain. I would suggest strongly that you do not do the CTT. So if you've had seizures before, you're prone to seizures, predisposed to seizures, please don't do the CTT. Okay, second thing, once we start, do not leave. Okay, once we do the opening and we're starting to work our way through the removal, okay, please do not leave. You must stay till close. If you do not close responsibly, we are not going to be held accountable for what happens to you. And I'm serious about that. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and make a start. If there is anyone new and you have questions, please drop your questions in the chat, raise your hand, let us know you're new. It's fine. We're all friends here. There's nobody's going to judge you here. So please make sure you can do that. I just ask, please, please, please do not message me directly. Okay. Because that really screws me up. All right. just during this session. Outside of this, if you want to email me, text me, whatever, you'll sit in a queue, but you can set, by all means do that. But just while we're doing the CTT, please, please, please do not message me directly. All right, you ready, Mr. Reality?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Where you guys should be is where Mr. Reality is, okay? You should be following on from me. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
an optimum etheric pyramid,
an optimum etheric pyramid,
as well as
as well as
an optimum etheric Faraday cage
an optimum etheric Faraday cage
for the empowerment and protection of each one of us.
for the empowerment and protection of each one of us.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Something else that came up over the weekend, which is self-forgiveness. I think we need to add the self-forgiveness in the close. That's very important. So we'll do that from this point going forward. Self-forgiveness has to be in the closing. All right. Treasures. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
Easily and joyfully manifest.
easily and joyfully manifest
The optimum ability to see.
the optimum ability to see,
Recognize.
recognize,
Use and enjoy.
use, and enjoy
The treasures in and all around us.
the treasures in and all around us.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Okay, and the last part, which is the most important part. And if you guys are doing energy healing with other healers, that's great. Just make sure you open before, because they probably don't know this, right? And that's fine too, but they don't have the CTT. We got this information from the CTT. So you need to open responsibly. This is the very most important part of opening. And then you'll need to close. They probably will just end the session without closing properly, but you can always use the CTT closing to close it down. Okay. Somebody went to a removal thing or had a removal done a few days ago, and it was great. I actually heard a little bit of it. Fantastic. That's our hairdresser, our wonderful hairdresser. And she's the one that got the self-forgiveness, that we should be doing self-forgiveness, because that's what this removal was. It was like, I'm sorry, I feel a certain way, right? And that would turn out to be very powerful. But the lady, when she finished the session, even though they had let all this stuff go, she didn't fill in the space. So the hairdresser, what did she do? She took the last closing part of the CTT and she filled it in, right? Because it's bad if you don't. All right, so let's do the optimum activation. So there's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
The optimum activation.
The optimum activation.
of all of our spiritual helpers and divine teams.
Of all of our spiritual helpers and divine teams.
They will immediately take away any and all negative energy.
They will immediately take away any and all negative energy.
They will transport it into the spirit world.
They will transport it into the spirit world.
And they will transmute it into white light, positive karma back into the universe.
And they will transport it into white light, positive karma back into the universe.
Okay, let's try that one again. They will transmute it into white light.
Transport.
No. Transmute. They will transmute it into white light, positive karma back into the universe.
Into white light, positive karma back into the universe.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. The energy feels good. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
It's easy to get lost during this because once you start tapping and your consciousness relaxes, it's all good. Okay, so we're going to do what? Easily and joyfully. And joyfully, I'm typing this in. Joyfully manifest what? The optimum ability to what? To understand the need, capital N, the need for the mind wipe. And what do we want to do? And possibly find a way to overcome it. And let's just say, and to find a way. Why did I just get a warning there? Okay. We can't say that. Because the way we overcome it is we don't come back down. Okay. So we're going to have to leave it at easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to understand the need for the mind wipe. Let's just start with that. See what we get. Again, though, I got a warning when I started typing that in. I got a big red flag. It was like, yeah, okay, you can not do it, but then that means you don't come down to the earth plane. Well, what happens if you don't come down to the earth plane? Well, your soul is stuck. Why? Because it's no longer ascending. So it just seems like from that information that came in just now, it feels like that, wow, okay, this is a definite law of the universe. So let's try to understand it. Maybe we can bypass it next week. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There is a part of all of us that knows how to.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
The optimum ability.
The optimum ability.
To understand.
To understand.
The need for the mind wipe.
The need for the mind wipe.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
What did you get?
That when a butterfly flaps its wings, it could cause a volcanic eruption on the other side of the earth.
You know what? It's all a collective, right? I'm getting a lot of warnings through. As soon as I said to possibly overcome it, it's like I'm getting a lot of resistance.
I think that's why we
coming
both
in.
have frogs in our throat this morning.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. I'm getting a lot of resistance on like kind of don't go there, Liz. Well, you know what? This is like my 4-year-old. Don't play in the dirt. You're gonna get your shoes dirty. Okay. See, this is where he gets it from. All right, we're going there. So I'm getting like, don't go there. Yeah, this it's essential. This is another layer of energy and understanding and expansion that we're not supposed to question. So there's definitely resistance here. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
All of this mega resistance,
All of this mega resistance,
it's trying to prevent us from knowing.
it is trying to prevent us from knowing.
I keep getting red flags
I keep getting red flags
and warnings.
and warnings.
This is a layer we're not supposed to access.
This is a layer we're not supposed to access.
It will promote our understanding.
It will promote our understanding.
It will expand our consciousness.
It will expand our consciousness.
And it could have a ripple effect
And it could have a ripple effect
amongst the collective.
amongst the collective.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it. It is done.
So be it. It is done.
What did you get?
I'm going to take your ascension rights away.
Oh, oh no.
Someone's not happy.
Okay. Before we go any further, let's check this. I'm going to ask Source, are you going to take our ascension rights away? No. What I was actually getting was a lot of pushback from the dark. And I don't understand why. So let me ask the dark. Why are you giving me pushback? Oh, because they want to keep us where we are. Why? Because if we have this understanding, the dark has something, so if we have this understanding, what? It doesn't have something to cling on to. Where it's like magnetic attractors, right? Positive is a positive magnet, negative is a negative magnet. Now, right now, we see the mind wipe as a negative event. I'm sure most of us do, right? Well, what does that do? That creates a negative magnet that the dark can, hook up to, right? Or certainly it attract it in. So that's why we're getting this pushback, right? It's kind of like and what is the strongest emotion in the universe? Well, it's fear. Why? Fear is stronger than love. You don't see the mom lifting the car up off the baby because she loves the baby, right? She lifted that car off of the baby because she fears that that baby's going to leave the earth plane if she doesn't. Love is slow. It's not a quick reaction like fear. So a lot of people mistake that. And how often were we taught that? Oh, they lifted the car off the whatever because of love. No, that's not true. It's fear. Fear makes you react quickly, right? If love made you react quickly, we'd all be married the next day. And you don't want that. At least get to know them first. All right. So yeah, we're getting a lot of pushback from the dark here. They don't want us to do it. So Source, I'm going to ask you, do you have a problem with us knowing the need for the mind wipe? No, Source does not have a problem. So that pushback is coming from the dark. All right. Of course, if you get anything that you get during the tapping rounds, make sure you drop it in the chat. If you don't get it, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Oh, I did too, April. I did too. I got cold all of a sudden as well. All right. There's a cold wind blowing through our souls. Let's
Dang.
go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
The dark does not want us to know.
The dark does not want us to know.
It makes us in a better place of understanding.
It makes us in a better place of understanding.
They will lose that magnetic attraction
They will lose that magnetic attraction
if we see the mind wipe as a positive instead of a negative.
if we see the mind wipe as a positive instead of a negative.
It's all about perception.
It's all about perception.
That's how you graduate to other ascension levels.
That's how you graduate to other ascension levels.
The dark has control with the mind wipe.
The dark has control with the mind wipe.
They see it as a positive thing for us.
They see it as a positive thing for us.
It's a way to control and belittle us.
It is a way to control and belittle us.
It is a way to screw up our ascension.
It is a way to screw up our ascension.
They don't want us to have that information.
They do not want us to have that information.
What else?
They're afraid if we put the pieces together, we'll understand the problem.
Ooh, they're afraid if we put the pieces together, they will understand the problem. Now I've got a headache. What else?
It
They don't
prevents you
like
from
us. I'm sorry, go ahead.
it prevents you from seeing the totality of the tunnel.
It prevents you from seeing the totality of the tunnel. They don't want us to free ourselves.
They don't want us to free ourselves.
We are just important to the dark as we are to the light.
We are just as important to the dark as we are to the light.
What else? I'll finish this one out. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
What did you get?
I keep seeing the metaphor of Westworld.
What's Westworld?
It's a show where they mind wipe all the robots and then they bring them back and just kill them again.
Mind wipe all the robots. So okay, let me look into that. Are you saying that we're robotic? Well, yeah, because that's what the dark wants, right? They want us to be robotic. The more we are emotionally removed, the more our conscious mind is removed from our emotions, the more control they have at keeping us trapped, right? Wow. Of course they want us to be robotic. That makes total sense to me. So the pushback that we're getting right now is all dark. I did get a sharp headache when we started doing this, and it's still there. Okay.
What did you get?
It was similar. It was, they need us to have the mind wipe. So now I'm wondering, this is a great exploration, because I'm wondering now if it really is source controlling the mind wipe. Maybe the mind wipe is coming from the dark and not the light. Think about that. Think about what we've had already. They wanted, they got angry. They were warning me, red flag, resistance. all this stuff, right? Everything that we're encountering right now is coming from the dark. And the resistance coming in is basically saying, we don't want you to pierce through this layer of consciousness. I'm beginning to think this is coming from the dark and not the light. So let's ask, is the mind wipe, I'm asking source, coming from the dark? It's both. Okay, so it's coming from light and dark. Why? Because there's a positive aspect to it and there's a negative. And that's true for any emotion, right?
So they
There's
can agree on something. There's a crack in the war,
yeah,
and it's to
really.
screw us. That's the only thing they can agree on.
Is that the only thing you can agree on, is to screw us? No. The mind wipe is essential for ascension. That's how the light sees it, but the dark is seeing it as a way to trap us because we don't know who we are. And if we actually knew who we were and we had more information, and this was not such a minefield, well, then we would free ourselves from the trap. So it's both light and dark.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
that
don't we
answers
consider
that
our
question.
elders wise? So if we could automatically make ourselves older and have the wisdom of hundreds of lifetimes, wouldn't that raise society up to the betterment?
Wouldn't that raise society up to the betterment? See, Source is disagreeing with that statement. Why? Because it's better to forgive and forget. So are you saying because we don't have access to those memories, we forgive ourselves? Not necessarily.
Not
Why is
according to
it?
CTT or my awakened self healing. No, we
Yeah.
hold on to those memories and we hold on to that anguish.
So why is it better to forget? It's better to start afresh. Okay, let's keep going and find out. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
It's better to start afresh,
It's better to start afresh,
even though we have no idea why.
even though we have no idea why.
There's still a lot of resistance coming in from the dark,
There's still a lot of resistance coming in from the dark.
and the mind wipe is a tool of both the dark and the light.
And the mind wipe is a tool of both the light and the dark.
They use it for different reasons,
They use it for different reasons,
and it keeps us trapped.
and it keeps us trapped.
Not so their belief is not knowing is the best way.
Their belief is that not knowing is the best way.
They block us from recalling our past life memories.
They block us from recalling our past life memories.
We won't stay motivated if we knew who we are.
We won't stay motivated if we know who we are.
And if we could access all of that information.
And if we could access all of that information.
The mind wipe does not seem beneficial for us.
The mind wipe does not seem beneficial for us.
It just seems to fuel the energy fields
It just seems to fuel the energy field
of light and dark.
of light and dark.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
healing, information, permission,
Healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Okay, I want you to tell me what you got. I'm going to put mine in the chat and see if we're on the same page.
All right. I got that like an acorn that falls from the tree, you will get a fresh start when you're planted, and you won't have the encumbrances of the tree that lived before you.
Oh. So really, is the flaw then that we carry the memories in our soul consciousness
Right. And my argument to that statement was that that acorn still has a genetic memory of the parent tree. And so we still have within our soul the genetic or the energetic memory of all of those burdens, but we can't access them and they just, sit with us. You can't
See,
fix what you don't know.
but then why do we need to keep the information in the soul consciousness? That
It
would be
is.
my question.
It's there. It's always there.
Right, but why? Is it supposed to be there? Maybe that's a flaw in the programming. Because if they're just saying, oh, you need to be new and fresh and blah de blah and motivated, right? Because that's what we are. We're processing machines down here, okay? And they want us to stay motivated. So maybe it's not beneficial that we remember the past life where, we were in battle and we were killed or our village got burned down or whatever, right? Because if we don't have those memories and we're now in this lifetime, we don't actually think, or we can't access the stuff that came before us. So we're not haunted by those memories. And if we're not haunted by those memories and traumas in the conscious mind, and the subconscious mind does not have access to those either. These memories are held in the soul consciousness. Let's ask Source, is that a glitch in the programming? No, it's supposed to be that way. But if you want us to start afresh each and every time, then why don't you wipe the soul consciousness clean as well? Because you cannot ascend. Oh, clever, clever, clever. All right, I got it. If we don't have this stuff in our soul consciousness, then when we start planning things out for the next lifetime, right, in each and every lifetime, we don't have a clue what to plan. It's like we're complete clean slate, right? And we're not making ourselves better because we can't say, well, there was a lifetime where my village got burned down and I had to run away and I was in the woods and I died alone, right? We learned from that experience to make our new lifetimes even better, right? So we can tweak what we did wrong in our previous lifetimes. Is that what you're saying? Exactly. Okay.
So
But
let's bring it down to the physical plane. Give it to us now.
okay, let's ask that question. So why don't you allow us to access those memories? Oh, okay. Now he's being smarty pants. Oh, Liz, you do. Oh, yes, but not everybody else can. And so and it's not easy to do it. Like yeah, okay, I have past life memories and stuff, but I don't sit here like tapping into that stuff all day every day. I don't have time for that. Um, but other people don't have access. They do. So were you saying to me, Source, that everybody has access to these past life memories? Absolutely. So then the problem is we have to find a way to access them for all. Okay, now we're gaining some understanding. All right, then that's what we're tapping for today. The understanding of what this is. Now, according to Source is saying, yeah, we do have that capability. So my next question would be, is it the dark that is keeping us away from that capability, or is it the light? Bingo, it's the dark. Let's tap it out. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal
let go and heal
all of this dark agenda
all of this dark agenda
that blocks us from accessing our soul memories.
that blocks us from accessing our soul memory.
They don't want us to learn and grow.
It does not want us to learn and grow.
We only have access when we're in the spirit world,
We only have access when in the spirit world,
even though we should have access throughout the lifetimes.
even though we should have access throughout our lifetime.
The method is hidden.
The method is hidden.
The approach seems confusing.
The approach seems confusing.
They don't want us to access this information.
They don't want us to access this information.
We will be processing at the rate of knots.
We will be processing at the rate of
The high rate of speed, at the rate of knots.
high rate of speed.
And if we are processing these past life memories,
And if we're processing these past life memories,
here we go. It only benefits source and not the dark.
it only benefits source and not the dark.
Consciousness expansion benefits the light.
Consciousness expansion benefits the light.
And the light is how we win the war.
And the light is how we win the war.
The dark wants to pull us back.
The dark wants to pull us back.
The light wants us to move forward.
The light wants us to move forward.
What else? We are understanding this now. Anything else?
No.
Okay, that part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep release now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
So that was amazing. And why? Because we are supposed to, if we find the method, or, we are allowed, this source does allow us through different methods to access those, those soul memories, and wants us to process them, right? So you're all for past life regression? Absolutely. Because what does that do? It feeds source light. It keeps the consciousness going, right? Now, what is interesting is over the weekend, we got what is the opposite of consciousness moving forward? And it's sub-zero consciousness, right? So the way it was shown to me was, if you think of a pinball, but a pinball of light. So what we're doing is we're moving this like yellow pinball through, like, it looks like jello, right? So yellow jello, yellow jello, that rhyme. And this pinball, so the light is moving forward, and you see this ball of energy moving forward. Well, what does that do? It allows, us to manifest in physical form. It keeps the light consciousness in motion. Now, on the opposite side of that, and this is all from 5 Star session, so thank 5 Star in the chat. That's why I call her 5 Star, because she's 5 stars. Let me tell you, she's hot. She's 5 stars. Everything she does, she's so great. So the opposite side is the dark ball, okay? And it wants to go in the dark direction, but in the direction of the dark, there's nothing there, and it's like black jello, right? So it wants to pull us into so much nothingness that we can never grow in consciousness, right? So they're polar opposites. It was the most bizarre thing. It was like, yeah, okay, so they want to win, so we can just be in a void. But I'm saying, at that point, does the dark still have a consciousness? And eventually it runs out of consciousness, right? So, and then it just keeps pulling us forward, pulling us backward into this void. Whereas, and we become absolutely nothing. And not only do we become nothing, we end up beyond a point where we can ever be anything ever again, which is what the dark wants. They want us to be nothing. So as you see all these dark entities and things like that, they're not way down the dark spectrum into nothingness. There's still consciousness available at that sort of upper end of the darkness, but it's not, it's trying to pull more over into the dark, right? Whereas we are the ones that are instrumental in making all of this consciousness, the light pinball, go forward. We are the tool. It's very complicated. Okay, sorry. What did you get?
Uh, a ball of yarn or rope is not made from a single string, but many wound threads together,
Yeah, it's a
making it
collective
stronger.
effort. It's a collective effort. Absolutely. And that makes total sense. Why? Because again, the hairdresser over the weekend, right? She had about 20 or 30 lifetimes where she was this insect that would stick her head out and then she'd curl back up in a ball and say, yeah, I'm not doing this, right? And it created this um karmic emotion in her life because she couldn't understand why it was karmic. But the reason it was karmic is because of the amount of energy that it took to come down here each and every lifetime. It took a lot of energy. And so that created a negative karmic event for the universe because they were wasting energy on her coming down here, hatching out of her little insect egg and saying, yeah, I'm not doing this, curling up in a ball, going to sleep and dying, right? So that created a karmic event in the universe, a negative energetic event. There really is not a lot of energy to spare out there. And if you take and misuse the energy, and eventually, why did they let her keep doing that? Well, because eventually they knew she would get it, right? And she did get it in the end. But what happened was she never cleared that negative karma that attached to her energy field because of the fact that she wasn't even aware of it until this lifetime now. And this was thousands of years ago. Thousands. So you see, so I have to ask Source this. Excuse me. Is this why you need us? Do you need us to access these past life memories? No. Source is saying no. So why are you saying we don't need to access these past life memories? Because you can do a lot in your current lifetime processing without the need to access those past life memories. But if you do access them and you find a way to access them and then you're processing, well, that is a massive like pinball. When you like pull I love pinball. When you pull the spring back and you're about to shoot the ball, right? That's what
The
it does.
plunger, yes.
Yeah. So that's where this is. It's like, okay, it's not necessary. You can do a lot while you're here without accessing those memories. But if you do, this is like pulling that thing back. What is it? The plunger or whatever, the thing. And it's like pulling it back and giving
We
it
need
an
to do a
extra
bar.
boost.
Yeah. I'll explain the intricacies of pinball to you. I'll show you where all the things are. I'll
I
explain
love
all the.
pinball. I love it. All right. So let's tap to easily and joyfully access, because I feel this is clear. Okay. I do. I feel lighter. I feel this is clear. So let's tap to easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability for each and every one of us to be able to find a way to access our past life memories so that we can process them in a positive white light way. Is everybody good with that? All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the optimum ability
the optimum ability
to access our past life memories,
to access our past life memories,
our traumas, those negative events.
our traumas, and those negative events.
Anytime we have created negative karma
Anytime we've created negative karma
and anything else we need
and anything else we need
in order to process efficiently,
in order to process efficiently,
expand our consciousness,
expand our consciousness,
and boost the white light.
and boost the white light.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
Healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
That feels good. Is everybody feeling good? I know this is a bit of a mad one today, but happy Halloween.
Indeed.
Oh, wow. Whoop, whoop. All right. Well, we got our answer, didn't we? Let's tap to close and we'll add the self-forgiveness in. And then that way I can spend a little bit more time answering questions today. And Mr. Reality. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
optimum guidance,
optimum guidance,
positive emotional fulfillment,
positive emotional fulfillment,
gratitude,
gratitude,
self-love,
self-love,
self-forgiveness,
self-forgiveness,
and the optimum ability
and the optimum ability
to transmute any and all
to transmute any and all
negative, dark events
negative dark events
into white light positive
into white light positive
boosts
boosts
of energy
of energy
in all of those wonderful spaces we just opened up.
in all of those wonderful spaces we've just woken up.
Opened up or woken up, whatever you want to say.
Right. Yeah, it came through that way. Something affected my brain.
The part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. I hope you all found this as beneficial and amazing as I did. I really enjoyed this one today. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it. It is done.
So be it. It is done.
All right. And those of you listening to the recording, thanks for joining us. And don't forget, I always hold for questions.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you, Mr. Reality. Thank you.
All right. Anyone can send me candy.